Shalom. My name is Lorraine Kushner, wife of Gilbert Kushner, professor of anthropology. I live in the United States in Tampa, Florida. I'm very sorry I can't be with you at this 15th annual conference of the Cochin Jewish Association. I want to share with you this special story when my husband received a Fulbright grant to do fieldwork for his PhD in the village of Mesillat Zion in Israel. We, along with our 15-month-old son Andrew, moved into the village in January 1962. Andy, who is known as Avi, short for his Hebrew name Avraham, fared well. He was a delight to the residents of the Moshav, which my husband named Bet Avi for confidentiality purposes. Gil, then known as Tzvi in the Moshav, continued his work there until the end of the summer of 1962. He then returned to Houston, Texas, where he was a professor in the Department of Anthropology at the University of Houston. Andrew and I left after 5 months and returned to the home of my parents in Minneapolis, Minnesota, to await the birth of our second child. We later joined Gil in Houston. We celebrated many occasions with the Cochini. Gil took photographs and recorded many rituals and celebrations during his fieldwork there. Gil died in May 2010. In July 2015, our son David, his wife Sue, their 2 daughters, ages 12 and 15, and our son Andy, the child who was with us at the Moshav, planned a trip to Israel. An important part of the plan was to visit Mesillat Zion. Our tour guide made arrangements prior to our arrival. When we arrived at the Moshav, we were greeted by Chaim Aharon and his wife Noga. I had found and copied some of the photos from our time there, and they were delighted to see them. One of the pictures was of Avi's little friend Menachem. We were so pleased to hear that Menachem was Chaim's nephew. We then went to the home of Moshe Regev and his wife Smada, the daughter of Zachariah Alani. He was a Yemenite who lived at the Moshav and who helped and befriended Gil during his time in the village. Zachariah was now in his 80s and in a wheelchair. They looked at the photos, and Zachariah was especially happy to see pictures of him at the Moshav. Moshe told us about the forthcoming meeting of approximately 500 Israeli Cochin Jews, which was to take place the end of March 2016 at a facility at the Dead Sea. We were invited to be at the meeting, but unfortunately my sons and I are unable to attend. I told Moshe about the many materials that Gil had set aside in a box in our home labeled Moshav, which included 35mm slides and reel-to-reel tapes of interviews done by Gil. When I returned to my home in Tampa, I located a person who was able to transfer the tapes to a digital format. Fortunately, after 54 years, the tapes were in excellent condition. Also, I had the slides put on a format which could be shown at your meeting. These include photos of Jews in Cochin, India, as well as those taken by Gil. I'm so pleased for you to have access to this material. It is a bittersweet time for me to be sharing this with you. Unfortunately, my husband can't be here. I will treasure our recent reunion with Chaim and Noga, Moshe and Smada, and most importantly, to have been able to meet Zachariah again after all these years. My very best wishes to all of you and a sincere shalom.
Open من علو دلتنا ذيبيم من علو دلتنا ذيبيم دلتا مرام لن علو الحي مرام علو يا ملاكي يا ملاكي يا ملاكي سأكلو كلايم ميكا ورين قلو وطرا وريعين زبيم لبابا نفشالو ترى لا ولا ليلة بين الفن وشميم وحيا إلى روح الغافلو لما عذبتني أسأل الكل أسأل وأنا وانت بدارك ما تولي بمن تبكى مخجلي يا وخلا شامخ علي كالعناني متى تشفق بني الجي ولا يا